group, we have Chris Nick, and today we'll be presenting an exercise machine that you normally found in a gym, and it's a hamstring curl. We can go to the next slide. For the hamstring curl, you can find it almost in every gym, and they come in many different variations. There's a sitting position one, there's a prone one. Then they are an excellent machine that isolate your muscle that work exclusively your hamstring. And this one involving you laying down on the machine and working against gravity and resistance to bring your legs up to work the hamstring muscle. And for you to do a hamstring curl, we have a little description here. First, you want to adjust the machine, especially the pad. You want to adjust it a few inches below your calf, but not directly on top of your Achilles tendon. And make sure that your torso is against the table. And when you lay down on the machine, you want to, like I said, keep the torso on the machine. Grab onto the handlebar and keep yourself stable. And when you're ready, you have to slowly adjust the weight first, of course, and slowly bring your legs up as far as possible. And once you're at the end range position, you want to hold it for a second, and then for there, you're going to slowly lower it down to the starting position. And for all of this, don't forget to breathe. Just exhale, inhale as you're doing it. Oh, and we have a little video for you as an example to do so. And here, just an example video of as you can see, the person is laying down on the machine, hands holding onto the handle, and in the starting position, the leg is fully extended, and you can just bend as far as you can. A pretty good video because the person didn't really do what like I said, stop at the end range, but it's okay. Like I said before, the machine work out mainly in your hamstring group, and the hamstring group, the main function of the hamstring group is to extend your hip and to flex your knee. And the group of muscle this hamstring consists of is biceps femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus.
All right, good afternoon, class. My name is Chris, and I'll be conducting this presentation from this point forward. Okay, so the first muscle we're going to talk about is going to be the biceps femoris, origin and insertion. You can see it has two different heads, long head originating from the ischial tuberosity, and the short head originating from the posterior femur, the lina aspera, and inserting into, or both of them will insert into the fibular head. Next slide, please. The next one we're going to be talking about is the semitendinosus, origin and insertion. All right, same thing, originates from the ischial tuberosity and coming down and around and inserting into the proximal, medial, anterior tibia, also known as the pes anzarine. Also note how wide the origin attachment is as opposed to the insertion. It's very thin as opposed to a wide base. Next slide, please. This is going to be the semimembranosus. The third muscle, also the most medial. It's a long muscle, same thing. Originates from the ischial tuberosity and inserts down into the proximal, posterior, medial tibia. And also note how the muscle fibers are arranged as opposed to the other ones were. Next slide, please. And here we have a, well, the video comes up. There's a hamstring dissection I found on YouTube. It's pretty cool. I mean, you can see how all three of them, how close they are to each other. You can really see the semitendinosus tendon, and it gives a 3D visual. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so for the antagonist, we're gonna have the hamstrings. The antagonist is gonna be the muscles performing the work, the ones moving the weight. And that's gonna consist of the hamstring muscles, bicep femoris, semitendinosus, semimembranosus. The secondary movers are gonna consist of the gracilis and the sartorius, both of which also insert into the pes anterior, that proximal anterior medial tibia area. We also gonna have the gastrocnemius and the popliteus. Just from a first-hand account, whenever I perform this movement, I can definitely feel it in my gastros if I do it for enough reps and sets, so you'll definitely feel it there. Antagonists are going to be the muscles that are relaxing as the antagonists are performing work. So that's going to be on the opposite side, which would consist of the quadricep muscles. The rectus femoris, the medial, intermediate, and lateral vastus. Stabilizers will consist of the abdominals and the lower back muscles and the upper extremities. The upper extremities, as you saw in the video earlier, are going to be holding on to those handles and keeping you in place so you kind of bite down and do your rep. Next slide, please. Okay. Muscle contraction and minimum strength needed. From the starting position here to the end position is going to be a concentric contraction of the hamstrings. So the hamstrings are going to contract and get shorter and smaller, and the insertion will be moving closer towards the origin. And then from the